Girls.
Welcome to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. We're here tonight, Slasher Movie Club, Monday nights, 100th episode, and wow.
Yeah, that was a great intro.
It was very good.
Thank you,
Awesome.
man.
Yeah,
Almost forgot about some of those movies, man. You know what I'm saying?
right? There was so
Some on
many. It's
purpose.
like, damn.
100 episodes, girl. So congratulations
Yeah.
to you, Coriander.
Yeah,
first of
congratulations
all.
to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously Coriander's with me, but we have, some really special friends here that have, taken their time to be here with us. And if you've been following this series of ours, which I feel like it's kind of like a pretty strong heartbeat of this channel, something that we never necessarily planned to do this long. And it's definitely been some challenges in doing it. But these guys have been around and been very supportive in so many different ways. So anyways, we've got Dan with us, Mr. Dan, of course, who is enjoying retirement. And we're so happy
good
for you.
Congratulations.
Right?
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely, man.
This is
And
how we
we've got-
parties.
Yeah, so now it's a party, right?
Yeah, hopefully I won't be falling asleep at the end of your streams anymore.
Aw.
I know. I feel so bad. Sometimes you'll say, I fell asleep, but I'm gonna catch the replay.
Yeah, I do that, and then I would catch the replay on my way to work. But
Wow.
now I don't have to do that.
Well, hey, man.
Nice.
Thank you so
Good
much,
for you, man. Yeah.
And thank you so
Yes.
much for I'll get into that too, but yeah. But we've got our good friend Neil from Neon Black Reviews. Good to have you here
Yeah.
too, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Mhm.
Yes, absolutely.
100.
100, man. It's crazy.
Girl.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
And of course, we got Eric, who graciously jumped in tonight. And I know Monday nights are sometimes tough for you, brother, but you know, you're so busy doing stuff. You're with us on Tuesday nights. You've been, you know, with us on so many things, but thank you for being here. And
Yeah.
you know,
You
we
twisted
love
my
you.
arm. You begged, you pleaded. I said,
Yeah, we
fine.
did.
I can give you an hour.
We
No.
bribed you.
Sounds right.
It's all good. I'm happy to be here. I know myself as a content creator, it's hard for me to make 2 videos a week, and you guys have done 100 like weekly videos, you know, with the other stuff. So, yeah, congratulations.
Oh, thanks, man.
Big
Thanks, man.
commitment.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we hung in there. And of course, we've got our good friend Steven from Craven Something Scary.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
same thing with you, Steven. We're glad you could hang out with us
Yeah,
tonight.
man.
We know Monday
Absolutely.
nights are challenging for you too, but seriously, thanks for
Yeah.
being here, bro.
You're very
Yeah.
welcome. I was not missing it. And I let everyone that needed to know on my end over here, I'm being here. And
Aw.
I'm not going to leave
Yeah.
until the thing's over. Let's go. Let's go.
Nice. All
Going
night.
to midnight.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
I
I
know.
know.
Yeah, man.
We've had those type of nights, man, where we're like, you know, the crack of dawn and still like, oh man.
No
you know.
shit. I think the
Yeah.
latest was what, like 5? Wasn't it 5? At
Yeah,
least
we
for
did
me.
We did a watch party and then we were just talking after the live. So it's absolutely crazy
It was
stuff.
nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But seriously, thank you guys for being here. And for you guys in the chat, just a blanket hello to all of you guys. We appreciate you guys
Yeah.
being here. So many of you folks, to me, what's really cool, and we have a lot of newer folks, obviously, and that's awesome. You know, like we got Jack
Yeah.
here. Thanks for being here, Jack. But for some of you
Yeah.
guys, we've seen you guys week in and week out and
Yep.
in the comments and messages and stuff, and it's just absolutely so cool. But thank you guys all, and welcome to everyone. Val, thank you
Yeah.
for
Hey,
always
Val.
just being awesome.
Yep.
You know, and just being here on so many
Supporting
episodes.
us. Yeah,
You
man.
know, being a fantastic moderator and friend, and also our
Yep.
other moderators here too. I know Sarah's in here, and
Mhm.
Gina, and so many of you guys.
Hello.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you
really
all.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And hey, Jason, what's going on?
Hey.
Jason and
Hey.
Brandon, Jose, Rick. You know,
Hello. Hello.
a lot of you guys that are newer. We're glad to have you guys here. Philip's been
Yeah.
around for a while. Yeah,
Yeah. Nice.
absolutely. Very, very cool. And also, Sarah, the queen, we're calling her the queen, saying 100
Right.
episodes. What an accomplishment. You all deserve all the success. Thank you so much, Sarah. And
Oh, thank you.
congratulations to you. 8 months.
Yeah. 8 months. Thank
Thank you.
you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarah is good people. She really,
She
really
is.
Mhm.
Mhm.
all of you
Bow
guys.
down. Son of a bitches. Bow down.
Bow
Wow.
down. Wow.
Wow.
I'm sure she got a good chuckle out of that. Hey, Julie, how's it going? Good to see you.
Hey.
Julie's in the house. Val's hand. Thank you, Knight and Corey, for taking me on a slasher movie journey. Some amazing
Yeah.
hidden gems and some that left me saying, but always a great
Right.
time with SMC and some awesome memories made. Absolutely.
Aw,
Thank you so much.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool stuff. Friday, Dino, and everyone that's jumping in.
Hey.
Thank you guys for coming in. May's in the
Yeah.
house. Yeah.
Hey, man.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, May.
Jason's in this is the club that introduced me
Oh,
to Giallo Horror and Dario Argento and Deep Red.
good for
That's
you.
cool.
That's awesome.
Yes, yes.
That's what I like to hear.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Very, very cool. And hey, that sounded scary. What's going on?
Hello.
Good to see you too, man. You guys are all right.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are too funny. Thank you guys. Seriously, we appreciate all you guys and the support.
Yeah.
Now, and hey, D, good to see D too. Now,
Hello.
one thing that I wanted to do, and I guess we can go around the panel really quick and maybe just get you guys' thoughts, maybe a thought on, you know, this series or obviously any particular memory that you have. But I'll start with you, Coriander. I'll do it this way. I'll start with you, Coriander, and then we'll just kind of go
Oh,
around
man.
clockwise.
Okay.
But
All
any
right.
particular memory or anything that you want to say to the folks watching or the folks that have been watching a lot?
I'm just, it's crazy that we've hit 100 episodes. I can't believe that, for one.
Mhm.
And I'm just so glad that, like what Jason the Nice One said, that we're introducing people to things that they haven't discovered before, movies you've never heard of. I mean, it's awesome. And that's what we wanted with Slasher Movie Club. You know, we wanted to be able to have all of you who join us, you know, in the community on Monday nights to, you know, talk with us about these movies. And now that we're watching them with you, I think that's even better. So yeah, I think that's, you know, one thing that I love about Slasher Movie Club. I mean, my favorite, you know, horror dude is Jason, and he's a slasher. So, I mean, you can't get any better than that. But I mean, yeah, it's just, you know, the memories of just having, especially with Dan and Neil. I mean, like Knight said, you guys have been here from the beginning. So I find that crazy and awesome all at the same time. So kudos to you guys, you know? But yeah, that's all I have to say.
Yeah, they stuck it through, man. They stuck it
They
through.
did, right? Even through the shit. It's like, oh my God, this movie is terrible. What the hell?
I know. How about you, Eric?
Well, you know, I was more so here in the beginning of when you guys started it. You were showing off the giant book where you were getting your ideas and stuff like that. But it's lately it's hard for me to join in, you know, other than just saying hi, how's it going, and leaving after 5 minutes. But one thing Knight knows is what I do is in the morning, lots of times when I'm getting ready for work, I'll put on old episodes and listen to them and comment. And this morning when I was getting ready for work, it was actually kind of funny. I was listening to the Happy Birthday to Me episode.
Oh,
And I
nice.
Love that movie.
I liked how you two were determining how, I don't remember what the actual words were, but something like the most incredible kills you've ever seen, or some lame tagline like that. And you were trying your best to justify if they were right. And I remember Knight was very upset, air quotes, of like false advertising, like someone was being killed with a shish kebab, and it was totally wrong, like compared to the movie poster and stuff like that. So it's fun how random things like that can make it a fun part of the show. So
yeah. Oh, thanks,
Nice.
man. That's cool. Thank you so much. Seriously, we appreciate you, man. How about you, Steven?
Oh gosh, man. I mean, there's so many things that come to mind, but for the sake of time, I'll keep it brief. Man, this, first of all, slashers are, like Coriander said, they're also my favorite subgenre of horror is the slasher movie. And I try to watch like every slasher that I'm aware of that comes out. And so going through every week with you guys and some of these, like you introduced to me, I've never heard of. Clueless, like what was going to be. A lot of them. And I'm like, what is that? What is it? Of course, the older we go back, when we get into the 80s, there were so many that were just kind of came out on the radar. I don't remember them. And it's like, whoa. And then, of course, you get into the 70s. That's a whole nother box of itself. But I have to say, man, that there's so many, like when that thing was sliding earlier with all the movies, I was like, oh man, I know that. It's like, oh, I know that because of here, and it's just like just go. It was so fast. I mean, I could talk about specific movies, but I'll just say overall, I think that this is such an awesome idea and concept to have, where you focus on all of these slashers and not just the big name ones. And that's what I love about it. A lot of people could just say, well, you know what, we're going to get more views if we talk about Halloween, Friday, Scream, Freddy, Saw, just keep going. But you guys are like, no, we're going to find this. We're going to do everything. We're going to give you the big ones, but we're also going to get these ones that you've probably never heard of, and we're going to watch the movie, actually watch it, and we're going to tell you about it, and you can watch it too a week in advance. Here you go. And I think that's just, the concept is brilliant, and I'm not surprised you're at 100 because it's a fun show, and I love you guys, and I love Slasher Movie Club.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
We love you.
Yeah, we do, man. We really do.
Yeah. That's
Mr.
awesome.
Mr. Dan, man,
Well,
yeah, go ahead.
go
man.
ahead. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Well, way back when I was working,
You mean Friday?
um,
Yeah.
it actually doesn't feel any different because I used to have a lot of Monday holidays, so
Yeah.
it won't sink in for another week. But
Aw.
Monday was always is always a long day, and
Mm.
our Mondays were always extra long. I always knew I had that slasher movie club at night. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
the thing is, like, I've probably got like more giant monster movies than slashers. It's not that I like the genre. Years ago, I went through and I was like, I never saw Sleepaway Camp. I never saw The Prowler. That was like 10 years ago. So it's been great to go back and revisit those and then learn about so many new ones. Like when we did Torso, or when you guys did Torso, I said in the comments, like, oh, I need to check out some Sergio Martino films. And Neil gave me a list of 5. Boom, right there. That was awesome. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
That's the kind of thing I like. And then like to get warmed up for the Alice Sweet Alice episode, I ordered the DVD. And I'm not the hugest physical collector, but I went ahead and got the Arrow, which has the special features. I took like a total deep dive into it, and then we did, of course, the deep dive because I would shut up. But it's really caused me to watch a lot of films that I probably wouldn't have watched, and it's been pretty awesome.
Wow,
That's
man.
cool.
That's very cool, man. And
Yeah.
like I said, thank you so much for I don't know, man. Sometimes I get lost for words like that, but there's so many times that Dan would message me and say, hey, I'm ready for Slasher Movie Club. I watched whatever movie, whatever. I'm ready to go, man. And I'm thinking to myself,
That's awesome.
yeah, and I'm just thinking to myself, wow, that's just so cool that
It makes it worth it,
yeah, it does, because it's
It
kind of like,
does.
there's some folks that really they
Look
get
forward
so
to
much
it.
out of it. Yeah.
I did miss one a month ago, and when because I was out with my daughter, when I watched the replay the next morning, you were like, when you read like my comment, like, oh, I'm not going to make this one. Coriander was like, what? I really laughed. I laughed out loud. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, man. Well, we think it's awesome that you enjoy it enough to hang out with us and stuff like that. And we truly, and and I said this to you and Neil in a thread. You guys, you may not think of it this way, but you guys really have helped. For Coriander and I, at different times when we said, well, maybe we got to take a little break with this and do some other things or whatever. And you guys really helped us a lot with just inspiration. And that is no lie.
You kept us going.
Absolutely no lie. So thank you so much for that, Dan, and for Neil. And speaking of Neil, bro, what do you think, man? I always love, anyways, just go ahead, man.
I mean, as a fan of horror, like you guys, slashers are my favorite subgenre. And, what I like about Slasher Movie Club is, first of all, that I found it. I found your channel through John Grande. I'm wearing his shirt tonight, Grande's Graveyard.
Yes.
Nice.
Definitely, if it wasn't for him, I probably would have never found you guys because, I just didn't. When I first started, putting stuff out on YouTube, I was not really a YouTube user. I would watch music videos on YouTube and that's about it. And then I was like, holy shit, there's a lot of horror channels on here. And so who knows? I probably would have found you like now because you're one of the largest channels out there. And I'm pretty sure I'd get a recommendation from you. But going all the way back, 100 episodes ago, which is over 100 weeks. Cause obviously you've had to miss a few here and there, but it's a long time. And for you guys that follow me on my channel, I can't stick with nothing for any amount of time at all. I started Friday the 13th going through that franchise like last summer, not this past summer, last summer. And I got to like part 6 or 7 and something else came up and I forgot all about it until right now. So I've got to go back and finish the Friday the 13th franchise. Sorry, guys. But for me to stick with something for 100 episodes is like fucking amazing for me. It really is. But it's a testament to you guys. You guys are putting out, high quality content. I mean, you're talking about movies that I grew up with. You're introducing movies to people that have not even heard of some of these films, much less watched them. And I mean, I think that's great. But the other thing too is this community that we have here. You know, through you guys, I know Mr. Dan now. I know Steven. I know Eric. I would have never found their channels either, probably. But you know, now I watch an episode or an upload from you guys every week. Whether it's most of the time I'm on my phone and I can't really comment because I'm not technically savvy. Even though I'm a computer programmer, I don't know shit about technology. But yeah, I mean, this community that we've got here. I mean, I like coming here every week and hanging out with the people in the chat, talking to you guys. But the thing that I've noticed, over the weeks, since we've been doing this, is you'll have new names come into the chat, and next thing you know, they've been there for 2 months. So I mean, you're holding that audience. So that's just another testament to the fine work that you guys are doing, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Oh, thanks you.
Can I piggyback on that a minute? Like I don't have really an organized schedule of videos or anything. So, but a few times I've done like come home from work and just done like a pop-up stream. I'll give like half an hour notice and I'll have like Mayanne and Russell come in. You know what I mean? That is awesome.
I've jumped in a couple of times.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That's really cool. Like, I'll piggyback on that. There's times when I don't do horror on my channel. I recently interviewed that wrestler, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I had people like Val and Mayanne jump in on that. It had nothing to do with the usual subject, but they see, hey, someone's live. They want to jump in, show their support. So yeah, it's a really cool thing that you've helped create with this huge community. So good for you guys.
Oh, well, thank you guys so much. I think that's, and I know Coriander feels the same way. We always felt like if we get to the point where we can really connect with people, a live, audience, that was really always the thing we wanted to do most. And as all of you
and we
know,
wanted to get
challenging.
You guys who came in to watch us involved. You know what I mean? We just didn't want to sit here and talk to each other. We wanted to get everybody involved, and respectfully. So yeah,
absolutely. Well, speaking of going down memory lane and stuff like that, I wanted to do something really quick. Before I do that, just to say hey to you guys that are just jumping into the chat. We really appreciate you guys. Especially, we've got our good friend Ginger Ninja, who also spends a lot of time here. And
who does?
Thank you so much, man. We appreciate you sending a super chat. Is absolutely you didn't have to do that. But
seen that. Yeah, we've seen your incredible beard get larger, so it's pretty cool.
It's true, man. It's true. Right? But thank you so much, bro. We appreciate you. And he's saying congrats on 100 episodes. And man, like I said, it's folks like you and these guys here and a lot of others that have been around for so long. It's absolutely just amazing. But thank you so much, brother. We appreciate you. Seriously. And Sarah coming in with a super chat saying, I'm clipping Coriander saying, bow down, sons of bitches. Ha ha ha. What an endorsement.
Anything
Thanks,
for you,
Sarah.
Girl. You're like incredible. So
that's awesome. Our good friend Ronan's in the house saying happy 100 SMC episodes. Much love and respect, brother. Dude, thank you so much. We appreciate you. And you've been such a big part of this community, in the last several months.
Definitely.
8 months. As a member, it's absolutely crazy, but thank you so much, man. We really appreciate you, seriously. But just to piggyback off of what you guys have already said, so I won't, rehash it, but there's been a lot of just interesting conversations and a lot of memories, and it made me kind of, look at a lot of those moments. And like I said, I really feel like Slasher Movie Club is one of the few things, like we all try different things, like Neil said, we'll try to do this, we'll try to do that, try to do that. But this is one of the few things that has always been a constant, every week, which is crazy because kind of like what Steven alluded to, when you're talking about movies like Don't Go in the Woods or Blood Cult, you're probably not going to have a lot of people applauding you. but we really
Let alone
do.
tuning in, but
Right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Pointing and laughing at you.
Yeah, they're like, what are they doing? But
Yeah.
it's been a fun time with the community here, and
Mhm.
kind of like what Dan and Neil are saying too. Is like you start to notice some people that are here more and more, and next thing you know, it's 1 month, 2 months, 5 months,
Yeah.
a year. It's absolutely crazy. So what I wanted to do is to just play a quick little clip that is, and by no means is every moment, and definitely doesn't have everyone that we want to give thanks to, but just the spirit of it is giving thanks. And I think that I think it kind of speaks for itself, but there's something about it for me personally, with everyone that's in it, there's a common denominator, and I think it's really, really cool. So I'll just play this real quick.
I'll be there when all this hurt has gone from me. I'll be there when you are just a memory. I'll be there beyond the reach of heartbreak, beyond this winter chill. Believe me, I'll be there still. I'll be there. The storm and shadow come my way. I'll be there to see another summer day. I'll be there with all my grief behind me, where love again may find me. I'll be there, although I feel defeated now. I'll be there, and if I still feel cheated now, I'll be there, for though our songs completed now, I'll sing on, I'll cling on, I'll be there, I'll live to fight another day. I'll be there, I've got to make it all the way, and be there, no matter what the world may say. I'll hold on, I'll stay on, I'll play on, and someday I'll learn to say to someone new, I love you, I love you.
Lady.
Miss Lee.
I'll be there, though I may stumble on my way. I'll be there to live and love for one more day, and be there no matter what the world may say. I'll hold on, stay on, play on, and someday I learn to say to someone new, I love you, I love you.
All right.
Wow.
Wow.
Very nice.
That's awesome.
that
man.
was
Yep.
Some good memories, man. Some really, really good memories.
Are you going to make shorts or reels out of some of this stuff? Because that intro was great, and that was great too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've thought of that. I'll be quite honest, and Stephen, we were talking about this last night because we did watch Too Scared to Scream because we had to watch that movie, which is what that song is
Yes.
from. Hopefully, YouTube won't take that down because I'm taking that chance, but
Yep.
it's worth
Nobody's going to copyright claim that.
it. Well, hey,
You never know, man.
never
I don't
know.
know. I don't know,
Yeah.
man.
Jeez.
But I will
Of
say,
course, they
I
made me
think,
the money. I don't know.
Right?
yeah, right. But I will say though, Dan, I was thinking to myself, yeah, I have to put that out there, and there's a couple different ways I was thinking of doing that.
I guarantee you, if you put it out on like something like Instagram or something, you won't be clipped or something.
Yeah, I was
Mhm.
thinking that too. Yep. But thank all of you guys, that have obviously been a part of the community in the past. And there's so many people. We could take all day to thank everyone, but in the past,
Mm.
but also today. And I think in those clips, the one thing that I realized, and I said a little bit of this last night, but the one thing I realized was how much fun, that we had in
Mhm.
all of these different things. These weren't all obviously SMC episodes, but I feel like, they're extensions because SMC has
Mhm.
always been a part of what we do.
Mm.
And all I can say is all you guys have beautiful smiles. That's all I can say.
Yes.
Because as I started putting it together, it's funny because when you're editing stuff, you're doing it as you're doing it, right? And as I
Mhm.
started to pay attention to it, I was like, holy shit, man, all these guys, every time I'm looking at these moments, all of you guys just have beautiful smiles. There's laughter, there's camaraderie, and it made me really just
We got you, dude.
Touch. Yeah, man.
We got you.
Totally understand. I'm sure
Mm.
every one
It's
of
really
us on
cool.
the panel felt the same way, and in the audience, especially for those of us here who had the pleasure to be a part of the club at the level we are. I think
Yeah.
I was feeling the same. I'm sure we all were watching. That was powerful, man. It was,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and it
Isn't
takes
it
you
so
back,
funny? Like, we were
Yeah.
laughing at that song, and now it's like
right?
I know, right?
Exactly.
started
I
out as a
know.
total joke.
Now
You
it's the
ruined
new
it, Night.
official. It's
God
the new
darn it.
official theme song to the Nightwatch song.
Right.
I know. It's like I don't view it the same anymore. It's like a different. It's got a
Right?
different substance to it now.
Right?
Oh,
I know.
man.
I know, man. If you had seen
Now it really is Corey Andrews' favorite.
it, right?
I wouldn't go that far.
I know, man. If you guys had
Second
seen her,
Oh my God.
when we first started watching that movie and that song came on, and she's like, "What is this? Is this the movie?" And I'm like, "Yep, this is the movie." Because we watch them, before before we have to do the episode. So, but it is kind of funny how all that kind of came to be. But, anyways,
Oh,
but yeah, for you guys in the chat. These guys in the chat, they're so funny. Val, there are different moments in it. I'd love to do a few interesting clips on it, but that clip of us on Battle World and Eric just shaking his head, that's always the best thing, man, because you have this smile on your face and it's like I can read your thoughts and you just shake your head and it's just, bro, it's just fun memories, man.
Well, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, of course, the first clip of me actually in that wonderful montage is me just looking down at the ground, shaking my head, wondering what the fuck am I doing here? You know what I mean?
Right?
But
Oh.
in all seriousness, I wouldn't keep coming back if I didn't have so much fun. You know what I mean? Whether on the panel or in the chat.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
Well, somebody's got to stand up for Jason Goes to Hell. I mean,
I will. You keep that push me off. Come on.
He's the
Oh,
one. He's
That's
the
right.
one. And
Mhm.
and yeah, Carrie, obviously big rest in peace to our great friend Lee, who was just an amazing person. So, and there was no way that I wanted to do this without just having a moment with her that I was lucky to have. So
that's
yeah.
awesome. I'm
Yeah.
so glad, man, that you included
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. She was a really, really special person. So
man.
Val. She's too sweet. You guys, I tell you. Brandon said, "Who's chopping onions?" Right? I know, man. I know, man. But it's cool. Like I said, I just think it is, especially for, and I know these guys know what it's like too. When you're doing stuff, sometimes you don't always get a chance. And thank you, Rick. You don't always get a chance to sometimes just kind of sit back and just let it really,
No.
absorb.
Mhm.
Right.
So to be able to do that every once in a while, like tonight, is really cool because, yeah, you just don't always get a chance to do that and realize just the friendships that you've made, and it's really cool stuff, May, thank you.
Definitely. Yes,
all
thank
right.
you. Yeah. Yep.
Thank you so much for that, May. We appreciate you. Yeah, that's why I said you guys have beautiful smiles, man. It was awesome just watching those moments, just a lot of good stuff, man. A lot of good stuff. So thank you guys. And holy moly, wow, Val's got an anniversary.
Oh,
But
wow.
this
Yes,
is
she
very timely. 16 months, man. It's so crazy.
Nice.
Wow.
Wow. Val was telling me, and well, we'll talk about that at some point too. But in November, it'll be 2 years since she subbed to the channel. She found the channel and she subbed to us. And when you think about, again, kind of like what Neil was saying, when certain people are here for a little while, then it's longer and longer and longer. It's like, wow, this is really cool.
Yeah.
You become, part of the family. And
Yeah.
Val, that obviously applies to you.
Yep.
Next thing you know, it's 16 months.
Yeah. It's so crazy.
It
Crazy.
is.
She said that montage was filled with some of the most amazing people, tons of laughs and fun, and amazing memories being made. Congrats on 100 episodes. Love y'all to the moon back. Oh,
Love
we
you.
love you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are really, really amazing. Seriously.
Mhm.
But it wouldn't be Slasher Movie Club if we didn't, talk about slashers a little bit. So one thing that I was asking folks, and Neil, I'll probably start with you. We'll go around counterclockwise. But if you guys have a movie that we've done on this series that really, kind of stands out to you, maybe a favorite of yours, or maybe you have a favorite moment or a reason why you would recommend it to others. So, Neil, I'll start with you and we'll just kind of go around counterclockwise.
Well, somebody already said earlier in the chat, thanking you for introducing them to Dario Argento's Deep Red, which in my opinion is the best giallo film ever made. But you asked us to throw out a movie for this stream, and I chose. Can y'all see that? Tenebrae.
Yeah,
Which you have covered here on the channel. Also directed by Dario Argento. And for anyone that hasn't seen it, this is one of Argento's best giallo films. It's very slasher-esque. And that's a distinction that a lot of people sometimes don't really get until you really start watching giallo films, or gialli as they're called. There is a difference between a giallo and a slasher, even though they are very, very similar. And one day maybe we'll have an episode on it and go into all those details. But anyway,
we should.
If you have not seen Tenebrae, it is about a writer writes horror books or crime thriller books, visiting Rome, where there is a killer on the loose that is killing his victims in the same manner that they died in this writer's latest book. And he has also made some. He sends letters to the author, telling him that when all of this is over, I'm coming for you. So that's the setup for this film.
Yeah,
kind of like the giallo version of I don't know, Misery or something like that, where a demented fan is coming after the author. But anyway, there is a twist about halfway through the film, maybe a little bit more than halfway through, that you don't see very often in giallo or in horror. It's a very, very interesting twist. And then it's got an ending that will absolutely fool you. So there's another twist at the end. So you get a 2-for-1 special in the twist department, and it's just a fantastic giallo. And it's also kind of bloody. Yeah, a little bit.
Kinda.
Yeah, I don't know how many gallons of blood come out of these victims, but it's a lot.
Right?
And that's another thing I like about it. But anyway, if you've never seen Tenebrae, definitely give it a shot. I think it is streaming on Tubi, maybe. I
Ooh.
think somebody said that not too long ago. I can't remember, but anyway, I own the Blu-ray from Arrow, and yeah, this is a great one. If you don't have it in your collection, this is a buy for me, hands down, slam dunk. Buy it, own it.
Mhm.
Nice. Love it.
Mhm.
And it is a great one. It really is. We had fun on that episode. It was a good one.
Yep.
Yeah, that one definitely stands out. And real quick, Dan, before I get to you, Carrie's so silly, man. 1 year, 3 months, 24 days for my membership. Absolutely honored. You can be as happy as me if you join as well.
Who's counting, right?
Right.
That's
Right,
awesome.
exactly.
She's all right. We expect
She
no
is,
less
even
from
if she
Carrie.
likes the TCM remake better than the original. Carrie
Yeah.
is okay.
So do I, Carrie.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
So do I.
Shots are fired, man. Oh, that's awesome. And by the way, too, I just want to say, and I know I've said it before, but congrats to not only to Carrie but also to Katie, who they reached their 1K subscribers.
Oh,
man.
yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Yeah,
Awesome. Fantastic, guys.
That is awesome.
Good for you.
Yeah, big congrats to you guys. Seriously, it's awesome
Mhm.
stuff. How about you, Dan?
Okay, well, I'll go with. I already touched on it, but I brought up Alice, Sweet Alice. You were nice enough to say, okay, to put it in the schedule, and I went ahead and got it. Took a deep dive into it. Not
There
every
you go.
commentary on a movie is like the best ever, but
Mhm.
this one was with the director Alfred Soul, who's no longer with us,
Nice.
and William Lustig, the director of Maniac. So
Ooh.
the back and forth between those guys is great. And, I just learned a lot about just even like movie making from just listening to that. And then, we had a great discussion about it. It was tons of fun. I appreciated the movie so much more after that. And then in the chat, there were some people that said it's not for me. And I totally got that. They had some pretty good reasons why some of the excesses of the acting and the histrionics and she's dead. It was a great episode. It was fun, a lot of fun.
It was.
It was, man.
And a good movie because, that was the first time I'd seen it. I'd seen it in the rental store, but I'd never, for some reason, I don't know. I just never watched it.
A lot of people passed a lot of people by, and then
Yeah.
it was on Bravo's Scariest Moments, so a lot of people
Yes.
knew of it. They
Yep.
knew of the scare with the mask and the mask underneath,
Mhm.
but they hadn't, seen it. And typically, when you find a review on YouTube, most people are like, "Whoa, this is like, how come I haven't seen this earlier?" So it's that kind of movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
really good. Mhm.
Yeah, that's exactly how I knew of it, was from that Bravo special. And when I finally got a chance to see it, I was like, okay, I get why they had that on their list of, scariest movie moments or whatever it was. It's a good one. Yeah, it really, really is. So I'm glad that we
Yeah.
got a chance to do it. I'm glad you got a chance to
Yeah.
get a deep dive into it as well, man, because when
Yeah.
you told me about all that, I was like, wow, this is a win-win, because I know you appreciate that type of stuff too.
Yeah.
So very cool, man. Very, very cool. Catch you later, Wayne. I hope your
Bye.
ankle feels better soon,
Ooh.
man.
Yeah.
See you later, Wayne.
Yeah. See you, Wayne.
Yeah. Steven, how about you? Are there any movies that come to your mind that either you have a fond memory of or is a high recommend for you?
Man, there's a few in this list of 100, and I'll tell you, I could do a whole diatribe on Happy Birthday to Me, because I'm actually a huge fan of that movie, and
Yes.
I love the Scooby-Doo-esque feel of that movie, and you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that ending is absolutely bonkers. I love it, but I'll put that aside for now. And I'll talk about one a little newer, but it's also one that it was interesting to find a lot of people hadn't seen, and
Mhm.
it was Jamie blank. My
Mhm.
gosh, I'm
Blanks.
blanking, but blanks. Yeah, but Jamie Blake's Valentine
Mhm.
from the early
Mm.
2000s, and that's a movie that of course, he did Urban Legend, which I love Urban Legend,
Me
but he
too.
did this. Yeah, oh, that's a great one. And then he
Mhm.
did this movie Valentine, that's so under. It seems to me, from me, my perspective, underrated and underseen. Like it's like
Mm.
under the
Mm.
radar for a lot of people, and that was just a great movie, and I love that you guys covered it here,
Mm.
and I was actually able to be a part of that with you guys, which was so fun.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'll just say this, and without, I loved how, Neil was so careful, but so thorough in his description of Tenebrae. That was like so well done, man.
Mhm.
And so I'm going to try to be inspired by Neil and do my best impression to not ruin anything, but just to say this, that it's a whodunit. Of course, it's a whodunit, mass killer, all that, which I love. And there's let me just say this: the ending was not what I expected,
Mm.
and if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. And
Mhm.
I highly encourage anyone and everyone that's here, if you haven't seen it. If you obviously, if you're here, you probably have, because we covered it here, or you guys covered it here. But if you haven't, you got to see Valentine. I don't want to say any more about it because I don't want. I think it's one of those movies that go in blind, don't watch a
Mhm.
trailer,
Yes.
just
Yeah.
turn it on. Yeah.
A
So
very good point. Go in blind, and you can definitely get some enjoyment out of it. I totally agree. That was a
yes,
fun. That was a fun discussion too.
it
Yeah,
was.
yeah, it
Yes.
really was, man. Wow. Yeah, it's a good one. I
So
love it. I really
yeah,
do.
man. Then
Yeah.
yeah, it's like I say, one of these days we'll get together and talk about Happy Birthday to Me again. We'll revisit it,
Yes.
perhaps one
Yes.
day.
You see,
Yeah.
you're thinking like me too, because me and Corey, we've been talking about that, and I said, um, I mean, there are no rules. I mean, we make the rules. As is, why
That's
can't
right.
we have a revisit on? Because there's some things that you don't get a chance to always cover, for whatever reason, and sometimes
Mhm.
it is what it is. But then you think,
Well,
oh
what we
man,
should do, right, is have, these guys come back and they can pick a past
Ooh.
or a new slasher movie to talk about and watch and whatever.
that sounds like a really cool idea. I like
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I'm digging it. I'm digging
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I would love to do that because there's some of these films that obviously there's a lot that you can discuss, and of course when you have other
Oh yeah.
folks, different perspectives, and that's why we love doing this. It's
Yeah.
truly the reason why. So, all right, Eric. Before I get to you,
Sure.
if you have a recommendation, I just wanted to say thank you. In the chat, we got Sarah's been working so hard these last couple weeks. She's gifted a
Aw.
membership,
Oh,
and
nice.
Nice.
I said this on a live a little whiles ago. She had reached out to me. We were talking about just trying to, reach for goals and stuff because obviously we've had, our time when we didn't have, our monetization and stuff like that. We had to do rebuilding and all
Mm.
that. And she says, "There's no reason why you can't hit this goal." And I was just like,
Mhm.
okay, it's like, it was very inspirational. So Sarah, thank you so much, for gifting the membership and helping us
Yeah.
to just spread the word. Like Ronan said, he says, and then the army grew by one. So thank you. We really appreciate that. And she says, I want all green names in the chat.
Ah,
Thank you, seriously.
Nice.
We appreciate that, seriously. And it looks like
Yeah.
Brandon Findley got the membership. So
Awesome.
welcome. And Sarah, again, thank
Yeah.
you so much. That's very, very,
Absolutely.
very cool
mhm.
of you. Seriously. Now, Eric, how about you? Is there a movie that comes to mind? And this doesn't have to be just a recommend. It could be a movie that stood out as far as a memory, and it could be it could be a not so happy memory too. I didn't really preface that at first.
No,
Oh, boy.
we'll keep this positive. Stephen was right. I had to scroll through the playlist. You know what I mean? Because you've done so many. You know, I'm glad you guys did Valentine. I'm glad you shone some light on the Prowler, or Urban Legend, or the remake of House of Wax. If I feel like sometimes I'm the only one that enjoys the House of Wax remake. You know what I mean? I think it's underrated.
Mm-hmm.
But when
You get to see Paris Hilton die. It's a great movie.
that's a bonus. That's a bonus. But there's other good things about it too. But I stopped right here in the playlist, and if that option to actually be a guest for a rewatch, this would be the one I would pick. I think you initially talked about it on the old channel before Slasher Movie, and what got me into wanting to watch this movie was how excited Coriander was when she was describing it. And then when you made that announcement that you guys were going to do it for a Slasher Movie Club, I had already bought. I went out because of your guys', you loved it so much. I went and I bought the Criterion of it, and I watched it.
Nice.
Sisters, Brian De Palma.
Ooh, good for you.
Yes.
Your guys, and see, that's what I like about channels in general, but your guys' excitement talking about how good this movie was. I went and I blind bought it. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And Criterion is kind of pricey too, but I'm like,
awesome.
you know what? I'll spend $30 on it. I don't care.
Wow.
And this was like the first movie. It's Brian De Palma, Margot Kidder, somewhat of a murder mystery type thing. I'm not going to spoil it because there's a lot of stuff you don't want spoiled. But I'll tell you this, the way it's filmed is great. It's creepy, it's scary, it's funny at times. But I'll tell you this is the first time in a long time I was trying to figure out how it's going to end. You know what I mean? Because you're throwing a lot of curveballs, and I'm literally yelling at my television. This is what's going to happen. And my wife's looking at me. She's rolling her eyes. Just shut up and watch the movie. You know what I mean? I'm getting so into it. And I'll tell you, all the stuff I yelled at the TV, I was 100% wrong. I thought I had this down pat. And then I was completely wrong, but I was still happy with the outcome. So I'm not going to really explain it because it's a weird, it's an interesting concept, and from beginning to end, it's pretty spoiler filled. But if you like Brian De Palma films, and you get some of the usual stuff like the split screen stuff that he uses in Carrie and a lot of films, hands down, Sisters is one of the best recommendations I got from this channel that is on Slasher Movie Club. So, and it says 1972. So search that out, big time.
Yeah.
Wow.
We did a watch
That's
party for
awesome.
that, didn't we?
Did we do a watch party?
I think so.
I don't know, man. We've done so many. I don't know.
I remember watching it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'll double check that because now you got me wondering. Well, I'll tell you what. It's a good film to do a watch party on, especially when people don't know about it.
Yeah.
So if you ever do a revisit, I will make time available on a Monday to talk that one. I loved it so much.
Okay.
Nice.
It's one of those films that is so good you don't want to watch it over and over again. You know what I mean? I think you'd appreciate it more the way it's made.
Wow. I
I'm
have
gonna
never
write that
seen
down.
it, man. I remember when you guys did the
You've never
episode.
seen
Love
it?
it, Steven.
I wanted to watch it, and I never got to that week, and then I forgot about it. So, Eric, thank
Well,
you for
that sounds like a
reminding me.
watch party type of thing.
Margot Kidder's amazing in it, dude.
Yes, she
Wow.
is.
This is
Oh
like
my
this
We're
is
gonna have to do it now.
Superman Margot too. So she's at the top of her game.
Oh,
Yes,
man.
absolutely.
Yeah, it'd be a first-time
It really
watch.
is.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
that's cool.
First of all, I think that it is an awesome movie, and obviously we followed the roadmap with this book, but a lot of credit to Coriander too, because she really talked the movie up to me because I had never seen it, and if I did, I was way too young to even remember what the heck it was. So when I watched it, she kind of gives me that look like, okay, and I was like, man, this was awesome. I was just so excited about it. And I love discovering new movies, and especially older movies. There's a charm to them that I really dig. And yeah, this is one of those types of movies. And it's interesting you mentioned that, Eric, because that's the one episode out of all of these that we did redo.
Yep.
From our old
we did.
channel. We had to redo it because we had lost it. And I was
Yes,
like, man,
and
we
it's
gotta.
such a good movie.
It is.
It is.
It is.
See,
So-
listen to her now. Listen, she's so excited talking about it. Like I said,
Yes.
that type of stuff really gets me into. All right, I'm gonna sit down and watch it. And maybe she's overhyping it. Maybe it's just okay. No, this one
Right.
was so good.
It is
It
good.
is.
Man, makes me want to watch it tonight, man. Like,
Right?
I'm not getting all
Do
hyped
it.
up.
Do it.
Slasher movie club, man. I love it. I love it.
Exactly, man.
It's awesome. Okay, so Coriander, before I get to you two, I just want to say
Yeah.
also in the chat, we got Troy in the house, and Troy also has an anniversary, saying congrats
Nice.
tonight in the fam. I'm more like 3 months though. Keep up the good work, everybody. Also, a newer, underrated, or underseen movie, The Empty Man. Ooh, all right, all right. Thank
I
you for
haven't
the
seen it.
recommendation.
Yeah.
But thank you also for being here, Troy. We appreciate you. And and I know what you mean. He said originally when I had to switch cards for baby, he said, so it's really supposed to be 3 months. So
Aw.
happy 3 months, bro. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. We
And put that
appreciate
movie
you.
in the comments.
Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
please. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So Coriander, how about you? Do you have either a movie recommend, or maybe a fond memory of a movie, or maybe even a dark territory
No, I'm not
memory?
going there. No, I'm good with that. Thank you. No.
Oh.
But one movie, okay, that we watched with our
Yeah.
first viewing, it was like, okay, this is all right. You know, it wasn't anything too special.
Mhm.
But we watched it again because what was it like? I
Yeah.
don't know, like I don't know how many days later we watched it again. And it
28
was
days
like
later.
no, good one. No. But the second viewing, it was like, wow, this is a really good movie. And I don't know why, if it was just too late and I was passing out. I don't know what it was, but this movie is Just Before Dawn.
Yeah.
And you've got these, and Gore, he.
I think she got muted.
Uh-oh.
She got so excited.
I was like, what
I
happened?
thought,
you
I
hear
thought it
me
was
now?
all of you.
There we
Yeah.
go.
There you are. I thought it
Okay.
was just me.
Okay, no. So we got these 5 people. Did you hear me who recommended it to us?
Yeah, you
Gore
said
folk
Gore.
did.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah.
And anyway, so they bought property like out in Oregon or somewhere, and they're out. Obviously, they're going out to check out this property, and it's out in the middle of nowhere, guys. Out in the middle
Right.
of nowhere, and just shit goes down. Like before these guys are even going out there, you see these hunters who like go to this building on their property or around their property, and shit happens. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give it away. But it's one of these movies that when you see this ending, you're
Mhm.
going to be like, holy shit. I have never seen a final girl or anybody kill anything or someone this way. It was awesome.
Wow.
And wow, it just was like, wow, it's a great movie. And
It is.
you need to check it out.
It is. Yeah.
And make sure it's not too late. All right. Because I don't know. Because I was passing out and I don't know what it was. But if you're in for a good, like, slasher out in the middle of nowhere,
Mhm.
crazy shit, this is like a really good movie.
Well,
So, yeah.
sometimes, we've watched these movies and other movies, at certain, different times. And sometimes it is late at night just because that's the only time we have. But this was the best example of when you watch a movie, sometimes your first impression isn't your final impression, because we watched it.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, just like Coriander was, I was like, man, I don't know about this movie, man. And we knew we had to talk about it the next night. So we were already kind of like, oh man. And I couldn't switch it or I had the thumbnail up. And not that I wanted to anyways, because we were committed to go through these movies in the book, good or bad or whatever we thought. But then I said, well, let's watch it again.
Yeah.
So the next day, when we were obviously
Uh-oh.
See, no one wants you to talk about this movie.
Man, night is frozen.
It wasn't
Movie's
me
so
this
good, it blew the
time.
stream.
Oh,
Well, happy
no,
100,
but-
everybody.
Oh man.
No,
Nothing. Everything was fine until this movie came up. There was no glitches.
I know that isn't a good sign, but it is a good movie. No,
The problem
Very
is he's the
interesting.
next person to give his choice, so it's not like we can say, "Okay, Dan, what's your choice?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
oh no, I
Oh my
figured he'd be
gosh.
back by now. But yeah, it was crazy how we both were like, how we both changed our mind to like, this is a really
Yeah.
good movie. So yeah,
Yeah.
you should always give it another try. Even when you think, ugh, this movie sucks or whatever.
Well,
So,
that's a major thing. Is sometimes it takes a rewatch.
yeah,
When we were doing last
Mhm.
week's Battle World, I had to rewatch Friday 3 and Halloween, 2018. And like I said, they're not the highest on my list, but with that rewatch, I grew to appreciate them both a lot more. And
Yeah.
sometimes it
Yeah.
takes 2, or sad to say, sometimes 3 watches to you're like, oh, okay,
yeah,
I missed this about it, I missed that about it. So it just all depends on your mood, how you feel.
yep.
It's true.
That's a good point.
I was
Yep.
the same way
It's
with
the
Just
movie
Before
where
Dawn.
he
I
gets
saw it
the
years ago,
mask.
and I was like, eh. And there's a great trailer for it. The trailer's phenomenal. So maybe it just didn't live up to that. And then when I rewatched it, I was like, I soaked it all in. I was like, and like Coriander said, good ending, great ending, great scenery, great, pretty good
Yeah.
film. Well, and I was like, wow, this is like, I'm enjoying this like a lot more this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
What was
Yep.
it you had said, Neil?
Oh, Eric was talking about having to rewatch Friday 13th, the third one, and appreciate it more. And I was like, it's the one where he gets the mask. I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, is that the only reason why I should appreciate it?
well, no, there's a few more.
He gets
reasons.
a version of his mask in a lot of them. So, but
Did
still,
I mention it was in 3D?
yeah.
Oh,
Right.
I've got the glasses. I
man.
can watch it in 3D anytime I want to. I mean, it's pretty cool.
That's right. That's right. Hey,
Box
what's up,
set.
Mega? Right, I know. I love having the box set. But yeah, Just Before Dawn, it was a great example of how you can switch up your feelings in a movie. So it was really, really cool. For me, there's a lot of movies that I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed, especially our discussion like for Urban Legend. I think that was a really fun one. It's a really fun movie. Kind of. A little bit more under the radar now, years later, what I'm saying? At the time, I think that, some folks found it and, they enjoyed it or they didn't. But now that years have passed by, I think it's kind of a lot more under the radar. But our discussion of it was really fun. And it was like I reconnected with that movie because I hadn't seen it in years. But because of this series, we revisited it. But one film that I was really hyped up on, and I'd heard a lot of different people, some friends, and in the comments they were like, oh yeah, and obviously I'm a huge fan of martial arts, so that means that I've got to be a fan of Chuck Norris. So when we did Silent Rage, not only did I enjoy the movie and I loved our conversation on it, but it really took me back to my childhood and my dad, because he's such a huge Chuck Norris fan. And me and my brother grew up watching Chuck Norris and Eastwood and Stallone and Arnold and all those guys because my parents were big fans of them. And so when Coriander and I watched Silent Rage, I didn't really remember it. I know I saw it as a kid, a really young kid, but I hadn't seen it in so many years. But man, it's a fun movie.
Yes.
Right? And she loved it so much, which was even cooler, because, it's not like, and you can obviously speak better on it than I can, Coriander, but it's not like you are the biggest Chuck Norris fan. So for you, it was kind of like,
dad,
okay,
when I was a kid, my dad would watch Chuck Norris and I'd be like, yeah, all right, whatever. But yeah, I mean, if he was watching this movie, it might have been a different story because you not only have him doing his moves, but it's like a slasher horror movie. It's incredible.
Yes.
It's incredible.
Michael Myers without a mask.
That's who it is. It's Chuck Norris versus Michael Myers, and it is awesome.
Pretty much, man.
It's funny you say that because I watched
Have
it
you
for the
not
first
seen it,
time last
Steven?
night.
I haven't seen that.
Oh,
No.
Me neither.
dude.
Yeah,
Oh
me
my
neither.
God. This is one you need to see. You need to see this one
Okay.
too.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I
making
watched
note of
it
it
for the
now.
first time last night,
Oh, that's awesome, Neil. Yeah.
and I was
That is
thinking the
awesome.
same thing. I was like, this guy's a lot like Michael Myers without a mask.
Mm.
Yes.
And
Yes.
some people, I mean, way back in the day, the critics took a dump on that movie. That just goes to show you they don't know what the hell
Oh,
they're
yeah.
talking about.
Right.
They don't. Critics suck,
No.
man.
Although I will say, after the opening scene, I was beginning to wonder if it was ever going to become a horror movie. 'Cause,
Right, yeah.
it,
Right.
it took its while getting to the slasher part of it. But
Right,
you got
yeah.
Yes.
one great scene in a bar with Chuck Norris
Yes.
against a whole biker gang that was
Yeah.
pretty
Yes.
badass. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
right.
While his
Nice.
deputy that's supposed to be calling for backup is talking about this girl's boobs.
Right.
Priorities.
That's right, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have seen
Right.
these things. They had a tattoo on each one. It was awesome.
Oh God.
Hey, what's up, Friday? Friday's in the
Hey,
chat.
bud.
Some people call
Hey.
Silent Rage the real Halloween 3. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
It's true.
Oh, that's interesting, man.
Yeah, but Silent Rage, man, that was such a fun one because it really, it was
Yeah.
basically a first time watch. It's Chuck Norris. It was a great slasher, and it really just took me back to my childhood with my fam, and so that was a really really fun episode. But I guess the point I'm trying to make, and I guess this is where we start to wind it down. But I don't know if I would have reconnected with it if we hadn't been doing this particular series,
Mhm.
and to continue the domino effect. That was, I don't know, it might have been episode 30 something, 40 something, or maybe something like that. But, we may not have even gotten to that if it wasn't for, so many of you guys there in the live chat. And obviously you guys here up on the panel to continue to, in so many different ways, support, our crazy idea of doing this every week. And, sometimes talking about movies that there's no one that should be talking about Good Night, God Bless. It just shouldn't happen.
Or your
But we
favorite
did it.
Oh,
Your
man.
favorite
You have to
Madman.
warn the masses, Knight. You have to warn the masses.
Right.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites. It's just Knight trying to. Here's the thing, Knight is one of the nicest guys in the world. He tries not to talk badly about something, but watching him discuss Madman was one of the most fun I've had. Watching him struggle to be positive, but by the end of it, he just couldn't. He just couldn't.
That was a funny episode, and
Yeah.
there was a scene in the movie that should be a watch party because it was so funny. But there was a scene in the movie where he comes into the building or the house or whatever he's after the girl, and she hides in the refrigerator.
Dude,
She
come
hides in the
on,
refrigerator.
man.
And I know,
What?
yeah, exactly. She knows what I'm about to say. So
Yeah, me too.
we were doing this episode. I actually did have a clip of this I put out a while back. It might have been for episode 50, our celebration. But Coriander, bless her heart, she was like, well, she's trying to find a way to hide from him. It's not a bad hiding spot. I was like, look at this guy. He is about to go right to the fridge because of all the noise that she's making. He might go to the fridge because he's hungry and he needs to
Yep.
make a sandwich real quick.
Yep.
And man, we were laughing so hard and just had a fun time with a movie that, it has some good moments, but it has a lot of missed opportunities. But that in and of itself is a microcosm of Slasher Movie Club, man. And so
Yep.
a lot of good a lot of good memories, man. Hey, Two Boys is in the chat. What's going on? Eric's
Hey,
in
Eric.
the house. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Thank you to all you guys that are here and people coming by and
Yeah.
congratulating and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Thank you, man. Saying happy 100. Julie says, man, I need to go back and watch Good Night, God Bless. Good luck,
Oh,
Julie.
no,
Oh,
right?
boy.
Oh, my
That
God.
good, huh?
Ooh,
Oh,
Wow.
man.
good luck, man.
There were some of these movies, and I've said it to myself, in obviously Coriander is a great idea to do a revisit of some of these. So we're definitely gonna figure that out with you guys. But I had also thought to myself, I got to go back and rewatch some of those episodes, like Good Night, God Bless, because some of them were just hilarious. You know, we were
Oh
trying
my
our best to
God,
get through it.
dude. Oh.
It was
Some I don't know
hilarious.
if I can do.
Well, I
I
got a
know.
question for Knight and Coriander. You know, we were
Yes.
talking about this whole revisit thing.
Mhm.
Let's just say this. What is one slasher movie that you've done for the channel? You know, for
Yeah.
Slasher Movie Club, that I'm not going to say you're going to refuse, but you would probably refuse to revisit because it was that bad.
Oh
Don't Go in
God.
the Woods.
Student
Ooh.
bodies.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
I knew
Yep.
it.
I can't do it. That movie pisses me off so bad. I
Really?
like
Oh my
it.
God.
Literally makes me mad. I cannot
It did.
do it.
Yeah. It was so funny when we did that episode. She was so
Was it? I mean,
funny to
man.
me. We had Jennifer Tochi. Jennifer Tochi was in the live chat and she loves the movie. So poor Jennifer, she's all happy we're talking about the movie and she's talking about all the great things like the horsehead bookends, Steven, and all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And Coriander is just railing on this film, man. And it was funny.
The
It's a funny
worst movie
episode.
ever, man. Ever.
Yeah, it's funny.
Like I like
funny,
when movies try to make fun of things.
Mm-hmm.
But
right.
this takes it too far. I mean,
Yes.
too far. Oh my God. Anyway,
Yeah.
moving on.
I knew she would say that. For me, it's tough to say, man. It could be Don't Go in the Woods.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
You know, Blood Cult's pretty rough too. There was one movie, and I'd have to check to see which one it was, but we literally couldn't finish it. I think we got maybe 70% of it. And it was
Wow.
so bad. And Corey jumps up. She's like, I can't do it. I can't. And I'm like, well, we're going to be talking about it in 24 hours. So, but it was really bad. You know, it had no budget. It had, like a handheld
You got to find out what that one was. Because
Yeah.
I
I have an
It was
idea.
terrible. Yeah.
I have an
It was
idea
bad.
of it is, but I don't want to misspeak. But if I was to just pick one off the top
I
of
can't
my
even
head,
remember.
you don't want to. You don't want to.
I know I don't.
But Don't Go in the Woods was so frustrating. And I had talked to Eric about it because he had talked about it. Him and Frenzy, they had talked about it.
Mm.
And what irritated me about that movie so much is that it had all the great structure that could be a decent movie. Not great, but decent, right?
Yeah.
You know, you're in the woods. You know, you had a couple of things that could have worked out really well. You know, it had a couple of moments, just a few moments that were okay, not too bad, but it was so frustrating. The choices made, the horrible practical effects,
The
dumb
complete
decisions.
reuse, the ADR, you know, they dubbed over
Yes.
everyone's lines. It was
That's right.
awful.
It was horrible. It was horrible. So that's one that I
Okay.
She's like moving on.
Yeah, that was a bad one. You know, their killer wasn't even really creative. It looked like Grizzly
No.
Adams chasing after the people, you know, in the woods type of stuff. They just
Is
got a
that
big.
the big rubber feet with the dude with the big rubber feet?
No, that's
No.
Madman.
Yeah, this
Oh,
guy literally he
goodness.
just carried it looked like a walking stick. They couldn't even sharpen his stick for him, and he just had a big giant, like I said, Grizzly
That's
Adams beard. And he
right.
looked like he was wearing a potato
Yes.
sack, and he was just yelling and
Yeah,
screaming
yeah.
at the
Right.
people.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
rough.
Yeah.
It was one of the kills that was so ridiculously ridiculous. Yeah, it's bad.
I think it looks like poor Dan's gonna pass out on us. You look tired.
I got to get used
Well-
to staying up late, so I got to force myself.
He's
You know-
training.
Aw.
The next day, on Saturday, I woke up with no alarm clock, 4 a.m. exactly. That's when I usually get up. I was like,
Wow.
God damn it!
Mhm.
Wow.
It's going to take me a couple weeks to get used to it.
It's a
Yeah.
talking about
Yeah.
going into the woods alone will put anybody to sleep. Trust us.
Right.
There you go. It's true. It's true. Well, real quick too in the chat as we wind down here, we got Sir James coming in. Thank you so much, man.
Hey,
We
James.
appreciate
Oh,
you.
nice.
And love
Hi.
Tenebrae.
Hello.
He's a big fan of Dario films too. I know you appreciate a lot of the
Awesome.
old school stuff, man. Thank you so much for stopping by. And also,
Yeah.
he's wishing us a happy 100. Thank you so much, man. $10
Thank
super
you.
chat. We appreciate it, man. It's been a fun journey. It's been challenging, but like I said, tonight
More fun
is-
than challenging,
yes,
though.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I don't mean challenging as far as our conversation or you guys that are here. It's just
Right.
the grind of it. To
Mhm.
maintain a weekly
Yeah.
presence, because
It's tough.
it's not easy to live
Mhm.
stream. But like I said, you guys are the ones that have really helped to make it happen more than you
Yeah.
probably realize. So,
Yep.
anyways,
Wow.
all right, guys. Well, thank you guys so much for you guys in the live chat hanging out with us. I know we didn't get to everyone's
Yeah.
comment, but we appreciate all the well wishes. And you guys, as usual, a great community, having amazing discussions, amongst yourselves. Neil, Dan, Stephen, and Eric. We really, really appreciate y'all
Of course.
so much. And
You too, man.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I hit a wrong button.
yeah, that's okay. I'm used to it.
I know, damn it.
So, but seriously, you guys, we appreciate you guys. You guys obviously mean a lot
Yes.
to us, and thank
Yeah.
you guys for being a part of
Everything.
this.
Yeah,
My pleasure, dude.
It's been
definitely.
Absolutely.
truly our pleasure for sure. Mine
Yep.
too. Thanks for the invitations and
Mm-hmm.
all
Yeah.
these. It's just it's such a special time,
Mm-hmm.
and it's always great to be with all of you guys here too, Eric and Neil and Dan. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, man. You guys are all right. That's all I gotta
Yeah.
say. You guys are
Yes.
definitely all right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, hey, you guys in the live chat, thank you for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. We'll be catching you guys obviously throughout the week.
Yeah.
I shouldn't even have to say this, but if you haven't subscribed to these guys, please do. We had the links in the live chat tonight. Thank you, Val
Thanks,
and
pal.
May and Sarah and all of you guys for putting links in. You guys
And we
know the
will have
routine.
a regular episode also next week. So
We
we'll be
will.
back on it. Yeah.
We'll be
Nice.
back. Okay.
Just letting y'all know.
The captain has spoken.
There you go.
We will. We
love
will.
Do we know what movie we're watching?
Well,
Yes.
we haven't said it. We
But
do.
we haven't said it. Yes. But we haven't said it yet.
Wow.
I have to remind
best.
him.
Yes,
But
you
yes.
do. She. Let me also say, in a big shout out to Coriander, because we've had so many weeks, months actually, where when we would plan these out, she would take care of the schedule as far as what movie we're gonna do, how we're gonna watch it, and we try to also make sure that we hope that it's
Available.
available,
Yeah. For you
to folks
guys.
if they
Yeah.
if they choose to
Yeah.
watch it. But she's handled that so well. It does keep me on track. So thanks, sweetie.
Good for
well,
you.
it's okay, babe. That's an enjoyable part. So
It is.
yeah.
Except for when she
Somebody's
saw
gotta
we were going to
steer
do
this
student
ship.
bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah. That wasn't, but yeah, it's all good, baby.
All right. So for you guys in the chat, thanks for hanging out. We'll catch you guys soon. You know what it's all about. If you're watching this, if you're listening to this, you're the Nightwatch. Peace out. Have
Cheers.
a good night.
Touch it.
Bye, gang.
Later, guys.
You guys.